Canadian show, North American radio show, and now a worldwide show, the LIZYT Blog Talk Radio Show. She wants to know who you are, what you do, your contact info, anything new. And now welcome the amazing LIZYT. Canadian show, North American radio show, and now a worldwide show, the LIZYT Blog Talk Radio Show. She wants to know who you are, what you do, your contact info, anything new. And now welcome the amazing LIZYT. Canadian show, North American radio show, and now a worldwide show, the LIZYT Blog Talk Radio Show. She wants to know who you are, what you do, your contact info. Hello everyone, and welcome to the LIZYT Show. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to some of you that are just waking up and they're just listening to the LIZYT Show here in Toronto, Canada. It is Sunday for some of you that are connecting with us right now. It is Sunday. It is an amazing day. And I have to say that even though it is getting cold here in Canada, getting very, very cold. We had a little bit of drizzly snow. Some of you know that I am a huge fan of being healthy and being active. So I just went for my long hour walk, and it is getting cooler. It's getting cooler because that's really what it's all about here in Canada. The weather is getting that time of year. Unfortunately, that time of year, where the winter and all that good stuff starts, and pretty soon we will have some snow as winter approaches, and that's really what it is. There's absolutely nothing we can do about that. But I'm hoping and hopefully that some of you that are in different parts of the world are able to experience some nicer weather, because in some parts of this beautiful world that our Lord has created, it is summertime. So for our friends in South America, Brazil, and all over South America, you're experiencing a wonderful spring, nice weather, and enjoying the weather. I would like to express my huge thanks to everyone who is connected with us right now. Don't forget that we are on social media, Facebook /LIZYT Radio, and also on Instagram, the LIZYT Show. Also on, yes, we're doing TikTok, yes, on TikTok, and yes, also on our website, LIZYT.com. Also, I would like to give my huge thanks to our
our great sponsors. I would like to make sure that they get their word, they get their uh, spot. Um, their spot. And so thank you so much, Dr. George Grant, for sponsoring this show, and also Natasha Bridgmahan, which is one of our sponsors. So I will have our words of a sponsor, and I'll be right back with my guest. Hopefully that it will waiting patiently for him to connect with us. And also a huge thanks to my publisher, the Magnetic Entrepreneur, for publishing my book. So the Greener Pastures is here, and you can find it in Amazon. So I'll be right back after my words to my sponsor.
Hi, I'm Natasha Birchmohan, and I'm reaching out to every hardworking Canadian. The average Canadian spends most of their lifetime paying off their mortgage. What if you can have your mortgage work for you? More time for you, more time for your family, more money in your bank account. Contact Natasha Birchmohan and team, mortgage broker and qualified experts, to help guide you towards financial freedom today. Visit us at bridgemoregroup.com or contact us at 1-866-553-7467, or just Google Natasha Bridgmohan at Mortgage Intelligence.
You know what I want.
Hello, and I'm back. Thanks again, Natasha Bridgmahan, for sponsoring my show. And that is the song from our guest, which it is on our line right now. And don't worry, I will be playing the full song. That is just a teaser, a wonderful teaser that will be played right after the interview, because I love music and talk about music, guys. Don't forget that right after our talk, I hate calling it interview, right after I talk with our guest, we will have our full section, our full half an hour with music, right? What is a radio station without music? So yeah, we have obviously the song from our guest, and also we have a lot of other variety. We have a lot of songs. And just so for you not to forget, this interview will be posted on Hip Hop Weekly, which is incredible. So we're partnering up with Hip Hop Weekly, and we are definitely working together to have musicians and artists and people from all over the world connected here with the LIZYT Show right in Toronto, Canada. So before I bring my guests on, I want to make sure that you get to know a little bit more who I'm talking about. So the name of this artist is OK Ken. He is a fascinating artist with a range of unique twist rather to history. While not all uncommon for famous artists to have had other jobs before breaking through the music scene, and that's a given, everyone. Just to make sure that you know that you have to put the background work, and how you do it. Sometimes you have to have a second gig or something going before you break out. OK Ken hails from rather unique background. Originally born Ken Allen, the artist grew up in South East Texas region. My goodness, Texas, before locating to North Dakota to pursue the sports and academic. His academic journey later saw him emerge with a degree on healthcare. What a change, eh? Well, maybe he's still doing that, which ultimately led him to the innovative positions of healthcare executive for Renewal Hospital in the area, which with focus on elderly care. We're going to be talking a little bit about that, especially in times like this. Following the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic, OK Ken was forced to turn to other ventures to make sure that he has an income in his time, right? And one of those ventures included music. I knew it. The artist songs explore the tragedy that it was in the pandemic. Like many people, right? We had to reinvent ourselves and do different things. And like myself, I used to go in venues and interview our artists. Now we have to do it mostly over the net. As many restrictions that were forced to endure for OK, the pandemic also had an interesting side, like I just said, like all of us, in the sense that he opened his eyes to his musical potential. I guess a lot of us dedicated a little bit more time now that we have the time to do things that we had put on the back burner. And guess what? He exploded with his new side, taking the page from the book of renewal artists such as Drake. I wanted to ask him who he looked up to, but I guess we have the answer right here. Black Eyed Peas and Migos. OK King creates music that will be best described as a creepy mix of variety and style. Someone who greatly enjoys lots of different music styles. OK Ken was wonderful at the wonderfully ability to create music any to any of you who ever had heard before. So he gets an inspiration from all those great artists, but he has his own thing, blending together styles and beats that make his own music across wonderfully unique. So that's incredible. And guys, you can find a little bit more about OK Can on the website, and let's bring him on because really need to talk to him, don't you think? So let's welcome him with a wonderful round of applause. Hello, Ken, and welcome to Canada, Toronto. Welcome to the LIZYT Show. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How's it going?
It's going awesome. Well, I mean, in Toronto, Canada, we're starting to feel a little bit of the coldness, and it's raining, and it's +3 right now, but it feels cooler than that. I assume that where you are right now in North Dakota, it gets pretty cool as well. Or I mean, you're in Texas right now, right?
Currently I'm in Texas. Yeah. It's not as bad, I'm sure.
Yeah, you guys have a pretty awesome weather. You guys, Texas is one of my favorite places. So let's get into it. Like, I mean, music was always within you, but you studied to be in the healthcare industry, hospitality, and taking care of the elder. That was what you studied for. And assuming, as I read from your bio, with the pandemic and everything that's going on, things kind of turned around. But I wanted to know, music, was it something that you always had it within you from early age, childhood, or something that you got to know while you in church, perhaps, or family members? Do you have any mother, uncles, or cousins that are in the music industry, or that they were playing music at home all the time? How did you get into music? How music reached your heart?
Well, I mean, I think everybody has a special place for music in their heart, but I think specifically for me, making music and stuff like that really didn't come into like any type of factor until like COVID. I was just a person that always listened to music. I love music, of course. I used to be a DJ, back in the day, but I just, never thought about making music myself. But I guess like having some time to like really come home like after COVID, like not really having to go many places because, things were closed. You have to make, some your time useful. And I guess, being able to just play around and see what type of things you can do, like to be creative with your time. I started making, beats, and, after that, I needed someone to probably get onto the track. I didn't really know anybody. And I think Kanye probably said it the best. He was like, people wouldn't get on his beats and he didn't know anybody, so he had to get on to himself. That's basically what I had to do. And, that's kind of how I started making it. Just really being creative during the COVID time.
Wow, that's awesome. And you're not the only one. I've been talking to so many artists that COVID, the last 2 years, has been kind of the turnaround, the definition point. Whether you had music, just as a spare time or as a hobby, it turned into a full time thing, or not even a full time thing, but more of a serious thing. And this is serious. I'm not playing around anymore. I'm gonna make something more meaningful to my life other than just a pastime, which is incredible. And a lot of us did that. We had the time of our in our hands, and we said, you know what, let's be productive, let's do something with this time, and not just watch around TV all day, or be in the internet, or watching things that are not productive. So good for you for taking the time, and being very, very productive, and you love it. I mean, it looks and it sounds like I've heard your song, and it sounds like you really are good at it and you really love it. And talking about love it, I mean, when people see you, Okan, what's up now? Are you a full time musician? What about this or what about that? What is the reaction that you get from friends and family members? Are they supporting you, or are they criticizing you? Because there is, I mean, let's face it, we have people that, the naysayers, people that don't want the best for us because they don't think that we can do it. But what is the reaction from friends and family members? Do you have support?
I mean, of a few of my friends and stuff that were able really to get the word out. They've done, been great supporters for me. But no, like right now, I'm currently, I'm under kind of like an alias. There's a few people who kind of know who I am, because I let it out. But usually if people they find me, it's because they have to do a lot of digging. Right now I still work in the healthcare industry. So I do try to keep, my a professional side and my music side, like, kind of like under wraps. So as of now, like, it's just, people who really just been able just, like I said, they've done their study, or a few of the things got out, and, I've been able to tell some people, and, of course they're big fans, and they support me for sure, and they get the word out. They kind of respect how I kind of want to get it out as of now. But yeah, I know, I think it's just kind of a little strategy I'm doing right now. So, the people who usually find me is because they search a lot.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you still have your let's say your day job, and then you have your gig, which you turn it into something a little bit more serious and more professional, because we never know, right? The way the world is right now, you always have to have, and I always say this: plan A, B, C, D, the whole alphabet. And obviously, you have to have also you also have to have something that you love, right? Which is
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
music. So the people that you look after, the elderly, and when you do you ever, sometimes start rapping to them, or singing to them, or I don't know. Sometimes, especially a job like yours, and I really admire you. People like yourself that have to go through what we went through the last 2 years with the pandemic, taking care of the elderly, and seeing so many, especially the elderly, affected a lot of were most affected with the COVID-19. I mean, it must have been really hard. So for you to be able to let it go, and you know, kind of, it's you have to go to music, or in other people you have to go to, extreme exercise, or the walk, to let it out, right? Because it's so much work, it's so much negativity going on, and you seeing all the stuff that has been going on. So do you get to sing or to rap to your or to your clients sometimes?
No, no. Like what I will do is, I do allow them to hear, like, some type, the music and things like that, instrumentals and things that I've created, little fun things like that, more of a friendlier
Wow.
environment and things, the type of things like that. But when it comes to actual giving concerts and, rapping to them and doing things like that, no, they haven't had the opportunity, the leisure of doing that. Just my close friends. They've had that.
Well, I think you should, especially, sometimes you must probably, I don't know if they're senile or they coherent or not, and I know that because I did took care of my father who was had Alzheimer's and also had lots of health issues, and we decided to take care of him at home. So I know that sometimes the only thing that took care of him, especially those days that he was really, really not cooperative. Let me put it this way: with dementia, it was actually play music, and believe it or not, I believe that is a beautiful instrument. It's a beautiful way of using, and I used to put it really loud, and it would calm him down incredibly enough. So I know that music has a huge amount of power. So I wanted to be able to ask you, you're starting your career. This has been in the last 2 years. How do you what how do you see yourself? What do you want to get out of this? Because obviously, because you're starting to promote yourself. You have this song going on, which is playing. I assume. And by the way, I don't want to forget people to know where can they find you if they want to download your songs. Where can they reach you? Can you share with us your social media presence?
Yeah, so like, if on Spotify, it's on all streaming platforms, they're able to, go to OK Can and, listen to the songs I have out. There's gonna be more coming out that I'm gonna, be releasing the EP sometime in January is what I plan. But other than that, my social media presence is kind of like, on the low side. I honestly couldn't even tell you what my Instagram handle is. That's how much I use it. So eventually, those individuals who are looking for me, I'm going to end up putting that information, on my Spotify account, so they'll be able to, look at my little biography that I have there, and they'll be able to find it there. Then I'm pretty sure I'll be able to give it to my publicist. He'll be able to put it out for me.
Wonderful, wonderful, and that's one of the things that you probably, with obviously with your publicist, it's just make sure that you are getting ready to get your name across social. Right now, it doesn't matter if you have a website or not, but if you are on Instagram or even Facebook, and I'm glad that you are on Spotify. So I asked you a little bit earlier, what is your intention uh, to do what you're doing? Obviously, get your music across, but how do you see yourself in the next couple of years? Because you have accomplished so much in the last years just by you leaving work and then going home and being proactive and writing music. So, how do you, what do you want to accomplish at the end of this whole journey?
Within the whole journey, I definitely I appreciate music, and I definitely like the music that I make. It it's definitely something that people will see opposite of usually what I portray. But I think eventually at the end of the day, I would just like to be respected, like in the music industry. I think it just would be a great opportunity for me to be able just to continue to make music, for me to be able to get it to the people, for them to enjoy it, and for me to be able just to live that type of life. So I think just making music, being appreciated in the industry, that's something that I'm just looking forward to do.
And you know what? I think that's an awesome goal. That's a good goal. That's a realistic goal. A lot of people kind of and I would say dreaming's not the big deal. You could have it as high as you wanted, but sometimes people give themselves such a big expectation, and when they get disappointed they don't want to get back on the horse. In your case, I see that you're very realistic to what you want to accomplish, and strong, uh, but steady. It's the best way of doing it, and you're doing great. So where do you, I mean, I read here that you get inspired by Drake and Black Eyed Peas and Migos. Anybody else that you get inspired by, or when you write your stuff, what do you get your inspiration from? Do you get it from, I don't know, a fight with a girlfriend, or I'm not sure if you're married or not, things that you see in the street, or a movie that you just made you cry, or things that happens at work. Where do you get your inspiration to write your music? And I assume that you write all of it, right?
Yes, I write all of it. I produce all of that. I would say my inspiration probably comes from, like when I want to have a good time, I like to, probably go out maybe to some bars or some clubs. You like to hear good music. You like to see some dancing. You like to see, some girls, probably, getting down on the floor and shaking it. So that's what kind of makes me happy, when I had a long day or something, to kind of just to let my hair down. So that's kind of what I get my inspiration from, basically saying things that I want to probably see, like, just to kind of relax after I've had like a long week of work or something like that, or a long day, just to kind of like, of some vacation type of vibe. So like I said, and Migos kind of gives me that type of party type of mode. Black Eyed Peas does the same thing. And sometimes, you want to have those calm type of quiet nights, and that's what Drake gives me sometimes. And sometimes he can hype it up too, but that's kind of like the little mixture that I go for. That's what I feel like a lot, and it just depends. So sometimes I can switch a genre on you. I go to a hard rock place and go to a corn, and I kind of mix like maybe some crazy things in with a trap beat. So there's gonna be some things that you probably see from me like, oh, I wasn't expecting that, but I kind of like it a little bit. So that's kind of my inspiration. Kind of comes on how I feel, I guess, on that time.
And I think that's a good way of doing it because it comes from your heart, is genuine, and people can see that. And I can tell you, you public, your audience can see how genuine you are and how true you are to yourself, and you're not trying to be like another artist. You're trying to be yourself, and that shows, and that transpired through your music. So one of the things that I noticed too is that within 2 years, you were able to accomplish quite a bit, promoting yourself, and having this solo that we're going to be playing pretty soon, and all that. How does it feel, that, and you also have your promoter, your PR person. This interview, by the way, will uh, be played and posted it into Hip Hop Weekly. And so, how does it feel that after all the hard work, you're making it, really? You're making it. How does it feel that your music is on Spotify? I mean, you're thinking, who am I? What did I do to deserve this? I mean, I can tell the answer right away. You're working hard, and that's really what it takes. But how does it make you feel? Do you have to pinch yourself once in a while? I'm like, oh, cool, I'm in Spotify.
Oh man, I always, I think just being able to have an opportunity is fun, but of course there's so much more to gain. Right now, I think I'm very grateful that there's individuals who so far like the music and appreciate, like the art that I'm putting out. But there's so much more for me to be able to gain, and I just want to take that like one step at a time. And as I continue to grow, and as people continue to support me, or and feel that they want to continue to like to jump on the OK Ken bandwagon, and that is great. That's great for me. So, but I'm just looking forward to what's more to gain in the future.
Yeah, I really liked it that you're level-headed and you're down to earth. It's not taking you to over the cloud kind of thing. That you have accomplished a lot, but you know that you have a lot more to go, and hard work is one of the things that is very, very important, and you're doing that. I mean, you can get more hard working than this. For you that have that type of work that you do in healthcare, taking care of the elderly and the sick, in times like this, that should be enough. But no, music is definitely not on the back burner anymore, and you wanted to do it. And after a hard day of work, that you continue doing this. So that's incredible. Kudos to you, and I'm very, very impressed, and a huge, huge, huge applause. Incredible, guys. We are live right now. We are with OK Can, an artist,